Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning. Firstly to our lecturer, Madam Marmi, and also Miss Jihan. My name is Adnan bin Amir and this is my friend.
And my name is Muhammad Iqmal bin Suhaimi.
We are a student from Unicare Mindset Melaka. Today we want to prove the radiation is occur to our culture life.
Radiation is the energy emitted by matter in the form of electromagnetic wave.
So the keyword here, radiation only occur with the presence of the wavelength, which is wavelength between the electromagnetic wave. So the examples such as the suns, the microwave, or any other appliance that have the wavelength or the electromagnetic wave, also called in the radiation process.
Radiation also change in the electronic configuration of the atom and molecule.
For your information, radiation does require a specific medium. In the simple words to describe it, example like in the aerospace, we still feel the heat from the suns, even though we know that the space or aerospace is a vacuum medium. So that's why even though we are so far from the sun, we still can feel the heat.
So, as you know, radiation also the fastest, like the speed of light. And the specialty of the radiation is it can occur to the all form of matter such as solid, liquid and gas. Example like even though we are standing here, we still can feel the heat on this metal because this metal is exposed to the radiation from the suns. So the radiation emissivity and also the radiant have the difference. That's why we still feel the metal is so hot, different in the temperature. And radiation also no suffer attenuation in the vacuum.
I also want to add here, the first man that introduced the radiation to our culture or human nature is the scientist named Isaac Newton. He is the one that exposed the radiation by another scientist. He also the first man that proved the law of the Stephen Boltzmann law. So the very specialty in the radiation, the very special law for the radiation is Stephen Boltzmann law. Stephen Boltzmann law. Sorry. So that's the explanation for this experiment. Thank you. Right now, I want to start the procedure for this experiment. First, I want to tell what are the procedure and the material and the apparatus for the experiment. Firstly, we need this matchbox. This matchbox is very sensitive to the radiation because the front of this match have the chemical which we know is a phosphorus. Phosphorus, as we know, has the very low melting, so it can very react with the specific heat. Next, we need this is we call the stand for this experiment. We try to use the experimental stand, but it's so difficult, so we just use the simple one. And the final part, the very important part is this. This is the part of the lamp. If we have the lamp or any torchlight, we open the torchlight, then we take the focus part for the first before the bulb. First, my friend here will show how to set up the experiment. First, take a bundle of the matchbox, then make it in the round shape and setting it at the center of the stand here. Then take this focus point, put it on the side of the matchbox.
To have a better result here, we can use a slight angle, make it such an angle so it can have the projection. So the sunlight we are emitting here, okay, this part here we call it as the emissivity surface. Emissivity surface is the space that absorb the radiation from the sun and then transfer it or pass it to this side. So when the phosphorus of the matchbox has the specific heat and have acquire enough energy, so it can produce a spark or fire. So let's wait for maybe 15 minutes to obtain the result. Okay, thank you. Okay, right now I will explain how this part will be radiated and fired. Okay, before that I will introduce my third member, which is
My name is Muhammad Shafi.
he is my third member. So he will help us to finish up this experiment. Okay, right now we explain here which part will be radiated and have the energy transfer or heat transfer. Okay, as you can see, there is the reflected area, which is the sun or the wavelength from the sun is emissive through the surface here and then reflected back to the match. So when there is a time, enough time, it will have the right energy and also we create a spark. But need to be remembered too, this part is called the emissivity part. As we know, emissivity part is have two types, which is the normal and the black body.
I don't know. What is the black body?
Oh, black body is a surface that does not reflect back the energy to the certain dark.
Oh, right. It's burnt.
Oh. As you can see here, there is enough energy transferred by the wavelength of the sun and then light the spark. So as you can see here, the radiation occur to us in everyday life. Okay. As example, even though we are in a certain closed room, we also have the radiation inside our body to the surrounding. That's why we enter a certain closed room, we still feel the heat or still cannot overflow into our body. So as you can here, as you can see here, the matchbox is already fired and the experiment is success. As a recommendation for this part, we also can add certain lens to focus more on this part, which will reduce the time for the match to fire. Another variable that affects this experiment is the humidity in the air, the air flow, and also the focus part here. So that's all. Thank you very much.